Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my postpartum struggles. I have never been shy about talking about what I experienced after having a baby on my channel. I think when I first started my channel, these were some of the things that I started with because I felt like I was the only one in the world who experienced what I experienced as a first-time mom. And yeah, I was never shy. I was very vocal about it. So I just feel like this is a perfect time to talk about it because you guys know I just had a baby not too long and I'm going through like the baby blues. And I also know that a couple of you are pregnant, and you guys have been telling me in the comment section that you're expecting. I think some of you just recently had your babies. Anyway, I just have a feeling that you guys will be able to connect or relate to what I'm going to talk about today. And yeah, this is going to be like a chit chat video. I would also like for you guys to share what you're going through in the comment section if you don't mind. So if you're new to my channel, you're very welcome here. My name is Nosa. I'm a motherhood and lifestyle vlogger. I also make cooking, cleaning and organizing videos, everything mommy, homemaking. I do it on here. If you love contents like this, please feel free to subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And if you enjoy watching this video, give it a thumbs up. There's this part of motherhood that a lot of moms don't talk about because it's not a glamorous part. And some women are living in denial. Some women like me, I was living in denial when I went through PPD. I just kept thinking, no, it can't happen to me. I cannot be depressed. No, I don't belong. No. I'm too strong for this. Oh, this is nothing. I just have one child. Of course, I'm strong. I've gone through more difficult stuff in my life. This is nothing. I can handle this. I'm in control. So I was just constantly living in denial. There's a clear difference between the baby blues and postpartum depression. After I had my first child, I had postpartum depression. I was really depressed and I didn't know it. I didn't know because I didn't read about it. I did not prepare myself for it. And when I was going through it, I remember Nosa would always say, I think you're showing signs of postpartum depression. And I would always be like, what do you mean? I cannot be depressed. That's not me. That's just not me. And the part of the world where I come from, when you talk about depression, it is not seen as a medical condition, okay? It is more like an evil thing. It just, it's like you are inviting demons into your life when you say you are depressed. We don't say we have it, okay? So when my husband always said, I think you are showing symptoms of postpartum depression, I was always like, how dare you say that? That is such an evil thing. That's not me. I am not depressed. I'm fine. I'm happy. I was living in denial for the longest time. It was difficult for me to admit that what I was going through was what it really is or was at the time. And another thing is PPD is not something that's only experienced by first-time mom. You can be a second time, third time, fourth, fifth, whatever number you are and still experience PPD. In fact, I feel like the more babies you have, the more stressed out you are, and the higher your chances of having PPD. I know that I'm very lucky not to have experienced it with my second and even my third. But you guys, since my son started teething, and I have a lot of sleepless nights, like I stay up at night trying to get him to sleep and going through everything that we do. I wake up in the morning these days, and you guys, I'm so overwhelmed, and some days I'm asking myself, who sent me? Everything I want to talk about today is what I experienced as a first-time mom. By the time I had my second and my third child, of course, I was very experienced. I didn't want to go through that darkness all over again, so I prepared myself. With my second, I only had, what they call the baby blues, and it disappeared. And I had it with my third, that first few weeks or first few days, I just had the baby blues. I was just feeling tired, fatigue, a little bit of anxiety here and there. Mood swings, those were the things I experienced. And you guys, there are several things that triggers it. It can be breastfeeding, the struggles of breastfeeding. It can be a colicky baby, when you have a baby that's always crying, unconsolable, crying during the day, crying at night, not sleeping. It can be sleep deprivation for you. If you have not been sleeping and stuff, it can cause it. There were several things that caused it for me, and that's what I want to share in this video today. And of course, I'll tell you guys what I did to prevent it from happening again. So the first one was the shock. When I saw what my body was going through after having a baby, when I saw how my body had changed, I hated my body. I was like, is this what it's gonna be? Where are all those tiny boobs, those tiny things that were here? What I have right now is like, are you kidding me? You know, I didn't like how my body looked. Another thing is, when I was going through postpartum depression, I thought it was normal. I thought it was a normal part of motherhood. Like, I thought it was normal to just be sad and down and just not happy about the things that I used to be so excited about. The anxiety, there was so much anxiety. I was supposed to forget about myself. Why should I take care of myself? Why should I be thinking about my nails or my skin? I have a baby. It should be all about the baby. I just thought, okay, this is the life. And whenever you tell people, other moms, oh, look at what I'm going through, my baby did not sleep last night, it was so much struggle, what do they say? Welcome to motherhood. So I just thought it was normal. Another reason why I think a lot of women do not talk about this, and especially for me, was I kept thinking about what people would say. I didn't want to be laughed at, okay? I didn't want people to think I was a weak person, okay? You're not strong, you're not built for this. How can you have a baby and now you're crying and complaining that my baby does not sleep, this is so much work, this is so hard? So I wanted to act like, I was one of those strong women, and all of these things put together were the things that were killing me, but I was just internalizing them. When I was alone, when there was nobody there, I would cry my eyes out. I would cry, a bucket full of tears. But whenever everybody was around, of course I would smile and laugh like, yeah, I got this, I'm all happy, I'm fine. But I was not fine. I was not doing well. So you guys, before I had a baby, or before I even got married, whenever I saw nursing moms breastfeeding their babies, I always thought, oh, that's easy. It looks so easy to me. And even the way they carry their babies outside, in public, everything just looks so easy and beautiful to me. So I really thought that was something I would be able to do. But you guys, breastfeeding was so difficult. It took my son a couple of weeks for him to be able to latch on my nipples just to get that milk out. It was so hard. I was struggling, my son was struggling. My son would be crying, I would be crying. It was a lot of work. My milk was not coming out, and I was doing everything. And there's another thing that happens. Everybody's giving you suggestion. Drink some palm wine, drink this, eat that, eat. I was doing everything and nothing was working. My baby was hungry, constantly crying, and I was just in pain, my whole body tired. So that was the most difficult thing for me as a first-time mom. I never experienced gender disappointment because I have one of each, and I'm really, really grateful. But I know that a lot of women experience gender disappointment and become depressed after having a baby, because that's just not what they pictured or what they prayed for, what they hoped for. You wanted a boy and you ended up having a girl, or you wanted a girl and you ended up having a boy, and you're like, oh my God, this is not what I imagined. I hate my life, I hate this baby. Another thing for me was having a colicky baby. So I didn't know there was something called colic. I just thought, if a baby cries, pat the baby a little bit, sing rock-a-bye baby, just, do all the things you do, swing the baby, rock the baby, and the baby will go back to sleep. But when you have a colicky baby, you can do everything and the baby will just keep crying. Nothing works. Those babies that are, unconsolable. That was my case. And when I was going through all of this, I always thought it was my fault, which is another thing, that puts you into even a deeper depression. I kept thinking, this is my fault. Maybe I'm not doing the right thing. Maybe I'm not carrying the baby the right way. I was the cause of everything going on. I'm not doing it right. I'm just failing. I'm failing at this whole thing. I'm failing at breastfeeding. I'm failing at everything. Why is this baby crying so much? It has to be my fault. Another thing is the judgy eyes. Oh my God, this was a huge one for me. So whenever we went out, I always just thought people were looking at me. I always thought there's no way everybody's not looking at me right now. And that's because I'm not doing this right. Maybe this baby is not properly dressed. Maybe I am not properly dressed. Maybe I have the wrong diaper bag. Maybe I have the wrong stroller or cassette. I always just kept thinking that everybody was looking at me. Especially when the baby cries. Oh my God, it would just seem as if they're all looking at you right now. You're doing a terrible job. Why is this baby crying so much? Why can't you, console this baby? So, all of these things just kept putting me into a deeper and darker place, and I couldn't help myself to come out from it. So anyway, fast forward to 2 years later, when I got pregnant with my second child, I was really prepared. I was prepared both physically and mentally to deal with postpartum depression. In fact, I did everything to make sure I didn't fall into depression, or at least know how to manage myself so that, you know, I don't go into that deep hole. And you guys, it really worked for me the second time, and that was the same thing I did with my third pregnancy. So anyway, that is what I want to share with you guys today. So one of the things I did was to prepare myself for breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is just not easy. It is always difficult for me every time I have a child. So I learned to be patient for my baby to learn to latch. Somebody wants to make this video with me, so we are going to make it together. I have to get this video done today. So one of the things I learned was to be patient both with my baby and with myself. I realized that my baby was finding it difficult to latch, and this was something that I experienced, with this baby. He was finding it difficult to latch, that first few days of life. I learned to be patient with him. We kept trying until he eventually got it. And I was also patient with myself because my milk was not coming out immediately. And I didn't stress out. I knew it was going to eventually come out, so I was just patient with myself. Another thing is eating, and eating well. Oh my God, you guys, after having a baby, the first thing you want to do is to lose all that baby weight, and you start thinking about, what do I remove from my diet, so that I can lose weight. Look, all of that is good. It's okay to lose the post baby weight, after having a baby. But if you deprive yourself of eating, of food, you are going to be sick. Both physically and mentally, you are going to be sick. You're going to be feeling weak and fatigued, and your mind is just going to be stressed out. So one of the things that I did, after having my second child, one of the things that I made sure to not do to myself is starve myself. I didn't starve myself. I tried to eat and eat healthy. Even if it's just an apple or a banana, just make sure you have healthy foods around you so that you're not starving, your tummy is not empty, you're stressed out. I realized that weight gain is one of the major things that causes postpartum depression for a lot of moms, including me. When you realize that your body is no longer what it used to be a couple of months ago, and you are working so hard to losing that weight and nothing is working, it gets you depressed. So I've talked about being patient. You want to be patient with the process because it's not something that's going to happen in 3 months. I see a lot of videos online that when women say, oh, how I lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks, how I lost 50 pounds and I'm like, really? I mean, I'm doing everything that you guys did, and I'm not seeing the changes. Let me just say this to you. The changes will eventually come. You have to be patient, but you also have to be consistent. Okay, I have started working out, but not as intense as I did before I got pregnant, because I know that I have a baby. I don't want to stress out my body so much. So I'm working out and I'm taking my time. I'm doing it slowly. I'm just doing it at my own pace, not even at the pace of the women that I watch on YouTube. Okay, I'm doing it at my own pace, but I am consistent at it. I try to go out some days, to take walks. Sometimes I do it at home on the treadmill. Sometimes I sit on the bike, but I am consistent. That's what is important. What I did that changed my life was going out to take walks. You guys, you don't know how much, just having daylight, sunlight, and even fresh air and the breeze outside, you don't know how much it affects the mind and the body. So all the time I had a baby, I was always just indoors with my baby because I'm like, no, I can't go out. I have to stay indoors. My baby cannot take the air outside and all of that. And all that was just killing me. From the moment I started going out just to take walk, just walk around and just see the birds flying, just see the breeze blowing and feeling it in your body, it changed me a lot. It just helped to heal my mind. So if you are going through PPD right now, that is something you need. You need to get out of your house, get some sunlight, go out and take a walk, and just feel that refreshing breeze. It would help a lot. Helped me. For the most part, I was internalizing what I was going through. I never talked about it. I never opened up to my hobby. But when I opened up to my husband, I told him, look at what I'm going through. I'm struggling. That was the first step to my healing, because he understood me, he encouraged me, and of course he was helping me more. So if you can find a friend or somebody to talk to, whether your partner, whether your mother, whether a friend, you will feel so much better. You just start feeling that healing immediately. Ask for help. That's another thing that is so important. If you have somebody to help you, watch the baby so that you can go out and live life. It is so important. Anybody that you know that your baby is safe with, ask for help so that you can go live your life. You don't want to be around diapers and poop all the time. It is very depressing. And lastly, you guys, this is so important. Be patient with the process. Enjoy the process. I know it can be very challenging and stressful, but you want to be patient. Guys, at the end of the day, it is such a blessing to experience everything, the madness, the sleepless nights, and even moms that go through postpartum depression end up having, you know, this baby fever to have more babies, because it is such a blessing. With everything that comes with it, it is a huge blessing. So that will be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I hope this video has been helpful to you. And yeah, if you guys enjoy watching, give this video a thumbs up or your comments down below. If you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe. And I love you guys. Thank you for always being here. I'll see you guys in my next one.